Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 6, and in this chapter we will learn about determining system requirements. And what we will learn, firstly we can look about this, describe options for designing and conducting interviews, and develop a plan for conducting an interview to determine system requirements, and explain the advantages and pitfalls of observing workers and analyzing business documents and determine system requirements, and explain how computing can provide support for requirements determination and participate in an help plan a joint application design station, and use prototyping during requirements determination, and understand how requirements determination techniques apply to the development of electronic commerce applications. And the other page we can see the systems development life cycle with analysis piece highlighted. And the next one is the process of determining requirements and system analyze characteristic for successful requirements determination. And firstly, impertinences and imperativity. The others is relaxing constraints, and attention to details, and framing, deliverables and outcomes, deliverables for requirements determination. It's from interviews and observations, interview transcripts, observations notes, and meeting minutes, and from existing written documents, mission and strategy statements, and business forms, procedure manuals, and job descriptions, training manuals, system documentation, and flowcharts. And it continues here from computerized sources, joint application design station results, case repositories, and reports from existing systems, displays and reports from systems prototype. And the others is traditional methods for determining requirements. What this is about: interviewing individuals, interviewing groups, observing workers, studying business documents. And first, interviewing and listening. One of the primary ways analysts gather information about an information systems project. And what's the interview guide? Interview guide is a document for developing, planning, and conducting an interview. And guidelines for effective interviewing: plan the interview, prepare interview, appointments, priming questions, prepare identity checklist questions, and listening carefully and take notes, review notes within 48 hours, be natural, and seek diverse views. And in this part we can see the typical user view grade, and is here choosing interview questions. Each question in an interview guide can include both verbal and non-verbal information. What's the open-ended questions? Open-ended question is a question that have no prospective answers. And closed-ended questions. What's the closed-ended questions? Is questions that ask those responding to choose from among and set specific responses. And interviewing groups drawbacks to individual interviews, contradictions and inconsistencies between interviews. Follow-up discussions are time-consuming. New interviews may reveal new questions that require additional interviews with those interviewed earlier. And interviews serve several key people together, advantage more effective use of time, and the others is can hear agreements and disagreements at once, and opportunity for synergies. And disadvantages more difficult to schedule than individual interviews. And the others is nominal group technique, a facility process that supports idea generation by group, and process is members come together as a group but initially work separately. Each person writes ideas, and facilitator reads ideas out loud, and they are written on a blackboard or flip chart. And group openly discusses the ideas for clarification. Ideas are prototyped, combined, selected, and reduced. Is NGT exercise used the component group meetings or as part of JAD effort. And direct observation, watching users do their jobs and obtaining more first-hand and objective measures of employee interaction with information systems, and can cause people to charge their normal operating behavior, and time-consuming and limited time to observe. And analyzing procedures and other documents. And document analysis, review of existing business documents, can give a historical and formal view of system requirements. And type of information to be discovered is problems with existing systems, opportunity to meet new needs, and organization direction. And analyzing procedures and other documents is continuous here. And names of the key individuals, values of organization, spatial information processing circumstances, and reasons for current system design, and rules for processing data. And we can continue here for useful document, written work procedure. And for an individual or work group, describes how particular job or task is performed, includes data and information used, and created is the process. And in this part we can see the example of a procedure, and is here analyzes procedures and other documents continues. For potential problems with procedure documents, firstly may involve the application of effort, and may have missing procedures, may be out of date, and make constructive information obtained through interviews. What's the formal systems? Formal systems is the official way of system work as described in organization documentation. For example, is work procedures. And what's the informal systems? Informal systems is the way a system actually works. Is, for example, is interviews and observations. And useful documents, business form, and used for all types of business functions, especially indicate what data flow in and out of a system, and data necessary for the system function, and gives circle information about the nature of the organization. And analyzing procedures and the other documents is about a mark. A mark is a form is here, and we can look it up.